Well, hi, folks. It's January 27th, or it's not January 27th. Hi, folks. We're talking about January 27th, which is the day we got off of the cruise ship. It was supposed to disembark at 9:30, but Fiji time happened, and we finally got out. We got to the airport because we had to take a taxi to the airport to pick up our rental car, and we got there around noon. And then we had about a 1.5 hour drive to the Tambua Sands resort, I guess.
Which is where we are now.
Which we arrived around 3. And this is our background. This is what we see right outside our little beach hut here.
Yeah. And so, let's see. The resort itself is it's a reasonably small resort. I don't know. It looks like there's maybe a dozen cabins, and I don't know what there is beyond that. And the cabins are really simple but very nice, very high ceilinged inside, paneled. Everything is kind of clean and simple. Yeah, well, almost clean.
Almost clean. We had some, well, you want to talk about the ants?
No, you can talk about the ants.
Okay. So, we went in to use the bathroom. We were in number 5, cabin number 5. Went in to use the bathroom, and there were some ants on the sink. So I started killing them, tiny ants. And all of a sudden, the ants started swarming the sink. So they were obviously nesting behind the splash, behind the sink. So we went out and told them, and they moved us to cabin number 7. But they hadn't expected to have somebody in cabin number 7. And we noticed dead bugs behind the toilet and behind the bedstands. And so anyway, that night I went back and asked them to clean those. It's funny how it happens here. Somehow, Tui, who was sitting at the desk, thought I said there were bed bugs. So the maid came to hunt for bed bugs, and of course that wasn't the problem at all. So it's Fiji is both a developing country and has a lot of developed things going on. So that was interesting. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about, Jim? I'm trying to remember.
I was going to say, when we first got here at 3 in the afternoon, we hadn't had lunch, and so we ordered a pizza.
Yeah.
And it was a tandoori chicken pizza, which was interesting and reasonably good.
And there's so many people from India here that had immigrated to Fiji. You see them everywhere. Sometimes in a sari, sometimes not, but their facial features are different, and just curry restaurants everywhere. So it's pretty interesting.
Right. Yeah, so there's a very strong South Asian influence, mostly from India. And they seem to have taken over a lot of the business class. So most business places seem to be operated by Indians, and the workers tend to be Fijians. So it feels like there's a class distinction. Anyways, this resort is, as I said, we're right on the shore, and you can see the lagoon behind us. There's a big fringe reef on this end of the island. We're on the south side of the island, and this fringe reef area is called the Coral Coast because there's just coral all along here. We're gonna go out and do some kayaking after these videos. We were going to snorkel, but we're still at low tide, and it's hard to swim over the coral heads under those conditions.
Yeah, no scratched bellies wanted.
Right, no scratched bellies. The other thing is that our first night here, Terry had arranged for us to go to the Club Naviti Resort, or the Naviti Resort, and watch firewalkers. So we got there, and just as the time was approaching for the firewalkers, this huge rainstorm, because it's typhoon season, this huge rainstorm came in and swamped out everything. Needless to say, they didn't have the firewalkers. So we missed that, and instead we went to an Italian restaurant that had a few Italian dishes, and mostly
A little
other
pasta,
things.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, I had a risotto, which
Oh,
wasn't
yeah, you did.
which wasn't bad. I think the best thing at the restaurant was the laksa soup. It was like a Thai soup, and it was really quite good.
With coconut in it, coconut-based soup.
And the other thing was there was live entertainment, singers, and they were really quite good. Matter of fact, it seems like everybody in Fiji can sing, and most can play the guitar. And their singing is really beautiful. At the end of the meal, the singers sang a cappella this farewell song for all of us that were leaving the next day, because they thought we were leaving the next day. And I'll have a recording of that. I kind of wish I'd recorded some of their other things, but that was what I recorded.
Yes, and they played a lot of American music, like soft music. Like maybe there was some Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and things like that. So obviously, American music is very predominant down here. At least they play it for the Americans, or for the Europeans as well, or the Aussies. There's mostly Aussies, which is a term we've learned here. And Canadians, a lot of Canadians here. They told us that not too long ago they began direct flights from Vancouver to Fiji, and now they're seeing a fair number of Canadians. And of course, when direct flights from Los Angeles to Fiji occurred, now they see more Americans. So it's interesting.
Yep. Okie doke.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.